Thank you, Art. Frustration and fear for Wisconsin farmers over President Donald Trump's tariffs. News 8 Now's Grace Monk takes a closer look.
Farmers in western Wisconsin are concerned over Trump's tariffs. They say it's something that could hurt their business, communities, and eventually consumer pockets.
And the people that continue to get up early every single day and make sure that all of us have the food and the fiber that we rely upon as a people and as a nation, they're at risk.
Wisconsin farmers are bracing for the effects of a trade war caused by tariffs imposed on Canada, Mexico, and China. These countries happen to be Wisconsin's top export markets.
When we have those bad years, which looks like we're headed for right now, we're not going to have that income to go out and update our equipment, update our facilities and everything.
Losing these markets would be detrimental to family-owned farms.
With our crops, especially soybeans, it's going to really hurt. Majority of the corn grown in the U.S. goes to Mexico, and if we have tariffs with them, it's going to hurt us, and it's going to be a tax on the rest of the people.
They're worried they'll lose the markets for good, leaving consumers to cover the cost.
Once you lose a market, which happened back in Trump's first presidency, we haven't got those markets back.
If you continue to see losses in agriculture, it will have a ripple effect throughout this region and this state. It can impact everything from the grocery stores to the convenience stores to the supper clubs.
Farmers say right now they're preparing for the worst but hoping for the best. In Barry Mills, Grace Monk, News 8 Now this morning.
And the Ontario Premier threatening to cut off electricity to 3 U.S. states if more tariffs are put in place. Doug Ford says he's adding a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to 1.5 million homes and businesses in Minnesota, Michigan, and New York. Ford says that'll cost an extra $100 per month. He says electricity will be shut off completely if the president's trade war continues.
Until these tariffs are off the table, until the threat of tariffs is gone for good, Ontario will not relent. We will not back down, pausing some tariffs, making last-minute exemptions. It won't cut it.
The Minnesota utility bordering Ontario says it bought just $300,000 worth of electricity from Ontario last year. Some controversial budget cuts are now hitting the Department of Homeland Security. A memo from Secretary Kristi Noem shows the department has eliminated a program allowing companies to share information with the government about cybersecurity risks. Sources tell CNN some U.S. officials have expressed concern about eliminating that program. It's firing more than 100 of its employees and pausing all of its election security work pending a review. Delta Airlines slashing its earnings forecast for the first quarter. The carrier saying it is due to expected lower demand for domestic travel amid consumer concerns about the economy. Delta now expects its quarterly revenue to rise by between 3 to 4% from last year. That's down from its earlier estimate of 7 to 9%.